Hey there, curious minds! Today we're diving into a country most people only think of when they hear coffee or cartels. Yeah, Colombia. But behind that cliche, there's a whole different world. One full of strange traditions, cultural contradictions, and surprising truths about sex and relationships. Colombia is wild like that. It's open, but still conservative. It's modern, but somehow stuck in the past. So, if you're ready, let's go discover one of the weirdest sexual cultures in the world. Let's get into it. Number 1. Virginity in Colombia. A tradition or just a headache? Alright, let's start with something juicy. Virginity. In big cities like Bogota and Medellin, no one really cares that much anymore. Having sex before marriage? Totally normal. It's just part of life there. But go to the countryside, especially traditional areas near Cali, and it's a whole different story. There, a girl's virginity is still a big deal. Like, it's a matter of family pride. And here's the weirdest part. In some rural communities, the family actually plans the daughter's first sexual experience. Yeah, they'll choose someone older, trusted, to have sex with her, so she's ready for marriage. It sounds insane, and it kinda is, but it's still happening today, even if not as often. It's one of those things that's both tradition and taboo at the same time. Number 2. Masculinity in Colombia. Secret affairs or a badge of honor? Let's talk about how being a real man is seen in Colombia. In traditional culture, a guy with multiple girlfriends? He's not judged, he's respected. It's like proof that he's strong, desirable, and manly. This mindset starts young. Boys grow up hearing, "You gotta be with lots of girls if you want to be a man." But girls? Oh no. They're expected to stay loyal, quiet, and act modest. So what happens? A whole lot of double standards. Many men end up having a wife and kids, and secret relationships on the side. Sometimes more than one. And the wild thing? Everyone knows, but no one talks about it. It's like an unspoken rule. Pretend it's not happening, and life goes on. Number 3. Sex education. Loads of info, but nobody talks now. Here's something that sounds pretty modern. In Colombia, sex education starts really early. Like, in some schools, kids as young as 10 are learning about puberty, protection, STDs, and all that stuff. Sounds great, right? But wait, the problem isn't in the classroom, it's at home. When kids try to talk to their parents about sex, they get shut down. They hear stuff like, "Don't talk about that." That's shameful. Or worse, if you have sex, something bad will happen. So what do you get? A whole generation of teens who know the facts, but are way too scared or embarrassed to actually talk about it or act on it. And guess what? That's one of the big reasons Colombia has one of the highest teen pregnancy rates in all of Latin America. Number 4. Sex work. Legal, but messy. Yup, it's true. Sex work is actually legal in Colombia. In cities like Medellin, there are entire streets where sex workers openly work, and the law allows it. Some people choose this path. Others are pushed into it by poverty. But legally, it's allowed. That might sound like progress, but here comes the dark side. Colombia is also a major destination for sex tourism. Thousands of tourists, especially from the US and Europe, come here every year just for cheap sex. And in some terrible cases, even minors are involved. It's created a mix of legal gray zones, corruption, and emotional damage that no law can fully fix. So, yeah, it's legal, but far from clean. Number 5. Public sexual behavior. Bold, open, and totally normal. Okay, you might not believe this, but in some parts of Colombia, couples being very affectionate in public? Totally normal. We're talking full-on makeout sessions in parks, on beaches, even on public transportation. Not just hand-holding, like really going at it. Take Cartagena, for example. You'll walk by a bench, and boom, there's a couple practically glued together. And what do people around them do? Nothing. They just walk by like it's no big deal. In countries like Iran or even the US, that would turn heads. In Colombia, it's just whatever. They've got this live and let live vibe when it comes to public affection. And honestly, it's kind of refreshing. Number 6. Religion's grip. Still strong, but slipping. Colombia is mostly Christian, and religion, especially Catholicism, still plays a big role in everyday life. A lot of families are super religious, and sex outside of marriage? Totally a sin in their eyes. But here's the twist. Young people? They're kinda over it. More and more couples are skipping the whole church wedding thing. They're choosing to live together without getting married. Something called union libre. No ring, no priest, no paperwork. Just love, maybe some kids, and that's it. So while grandma's still clutching her rosary, the younger generation is out here building their own rules. Religion's still there, but its control? Fading fast. Number 7. The media effect. TikTok, Netflix, and no more taboos. Let's talk about how social media and global platforms are shaking things up in Colombia. Thanks to TikTok, Instagram, and Netflix, young Colombians are getting exposed to everything. Different lifestyles, relationship models, and sexual identities, all at their fingertips. Now people are openly talking about stuff like open relationships, polyamory, multiple partners, and even rejecting traditional marriage altogether. While the older generation is still holding on to old school values, the youth? They're creating a whole new reality, one with way more freedom. But that doesn't mean it's easy. Even though they're more open-minded, society still judges. And that mix of freedom and pressure makes growing up in Colombia a pretty intense ride. So, what makes Colombia's sexual culture so unique? Colombia is a country full of contrasts. Sex work, legal, sex education, available. But talking about sex at home? Still taboo. It's modern and traditional, open and restricted, all at the same time. And that's exactly what makes it so fascinating. Behind the cliches of coffee and cartels, there's a culture struggling between the past and the future. A place where people are trying to find balance between freedom, faith, family, and pleasure. So if this video surprised you, hit that like button, drop a comment and tell me which country you want us to explore next. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and stick around, because we've got a whole world of raw, real stories coming your way.